Hi, I am Mariette and I want to introduce to you this guide written for civil society organizations titled How to Use the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights in Company Research and Advocacy. The guide is based on the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, which were developed by Professor John Ruggie. These guiding principles consist of three pillars: the state duty to protect human rights, the corporate responsibility to respect human rights, and access to remedy for victims of business-related human rights abuse. Our guide focuses on the second pillar. So what does this second pillar entail? Well, the corporate responsibility to respect human rights means companies should avoid human rights risks and address human rights impact whenever they occur in their operations or supply chains. Which human rights apply to business? All human rights in the International Bill of Human Rights and the ILO core conventions. Furthermore, the guiding principles apply to all companies, large and small. And if companies want to implement their responsibility to respect human rights, this means they require a policy statement, a human rights due diligence process, and processes to enable remediation. All of these concepts are further explained in our guide. So why are the UNGPs relevant for civil society? Well, many of us have been advocating for the corporate responsibility to respect human rights for years, and finally we have United Nations backing for our arguments. But the only way that these guiding principles will become relevant for victims of business-related human rights abuse is when states and businesses will implement their duties and responsibilities. And civil society organizations can play an important role in confronting companies with their responsibility to respect human rights. This guide is meant as a tool for civil society organizations to fulfill their role. So what's in it? Well, the guide is divided into two parts according to the needs of the user. The first part contains a general human rights check, which will help you assess the performance of the company vis-à-vis the United Nations Guiding Principles. The second part is useful when you have identified a specific human rights impact and want to assess whether the company addresses this impact in accordance with the United Nations Guiding Principles. Each part offers you concrete steps to run through using specific assessment questions and indicators. The guide, developed by SOMO, SEDA and CIVIDEP, can be downloaded at our website and is now available in English, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese and Russian. We hope it will be useful in your work. Thanks.